Hi guys. I thought I would come on this evening and do a reading on the trial that starts tomorrow. For me, it's Sunday evening right now. Tomorrow is Monday. Jury selection starts tomorrow. This is the trial. So this is Trump's first criminal trial. In this one, he faces 31 felony counts of falsifying business records. It's known as the Stormy Daniels hush money case. Got Alvin Bragg. And I want to say that a couple years ago, it's just encouraging because a couple years ago, I did a reading when I was reading on Donald a lot. To me, he felt a lot bigger and scarier than he does to me now, even though I realize he's running again, and we can look at the 2024 election sometime soon as well. But I saw, and this was so hard to believe when I said it. I remember like walking away from the reading and being like, people are going to think that's impossible. But I was like, he's going to be on the stand. I saw this televised. So I don't know, like that makes me hope that there's still something that will be televised where we get to watch a trial televised, or at least, you can watch it online or something. And it's not like he gets on the stand, but he's sitting there with his lawyer. And anyway, it's just amazing that it's here, that this time is here. And I also, a couple years ago, had a dream. It might have been around the same time when I was reading on him a lot. And in my dream, it was like, it wasn't even a dream. It was honestly like lucid visions throughout the entire night. It was like the sky opened up to me and I saw like a dark emperor-like figure on a throne. It was very reminiscent of the Lincoln Memorial, but it was like the anti-Lincoln Memorial. Sort of like you would think with the Christ or the Antichrist. It was like the Lincoln Memorial and the anti-Lincoln Memorial. And it was Trump. And he was sitting there and there was a giant storm collecting around him. And I could come and go from this space in the heavens or wherever it was and go into other little side dreams, and then I could come back. It was like very sort of surreal and spiritual. And it was like angels were like showing me this was coming to him, this giant storm collecting around him. And they were like, it's not vengeance against him, it's karma. They said it sort of telepathically. So I knew it was, and that we would be kind of blown away, because I remember going into a side dream and I had to like hold on to I was inside a brick school and I had to hold on to something because the wind was blowing so hard and my legs were kind of going up, but it was kind of exciting. And we got to watch the storm from inside the safety of this school, but we could still feel the wind and all that. So I feel like we're kind of getting here. And especially since then, watching all these like back then, felt like no accountability whatsoever. Now it's like, it's all collected. These things are kind of happening moving forward. So if you're frustrated and you feel like, I can't believe it's taking so long, which that's valid, at least it is nice to think of how different it is now than it was even a couple years ago. And I think this is just the beginning. I think we have. So why don't we see what the cards have to say? I'm gonna put some upside down. And I know they were all upright, so if we get a lot of them, that might be telling. I just put 5 upside down. So, okay, so we are looking for, It's interesting the way a bunch of cards just kind of came out like that. It gives me the feeling that there's going to be a lot of testimony. Like there's a richness of testimony. And I would say then evidence. I also feel like the way those cards poured out like that, it could be referring to the jurors that they have coming through. I think they have like hundreds of them kind of pouring into the courthouse and going through the process. And for some reason, I think that was being referenced here. So let's see. Okay, so we're looking at Donald J. Trump and his trial, which should go on for several weeks. So we want to know this hush money case, this Alvin Bragg, Donald Trump trial. Is there anything we can see about where this will go? I'll say, first off, this is interesting though, because it's, oh, I know, yeah. We're gonna be getting so much information like every day. It's gonna be like boom, boom, boom. I mean, because we're not gonna be able to watch it, but we're gonna be getting reports all day long, every day. So that should be interesting. Covered by what? King of Swords. I think there's gonna be a very strong lawyer involved here. I just feel like they've got the goods. It's very well done. It's sharp. It's, I want to say it's a killer. It's, yeah. It gets to the point. It's strong. It's strong, and there's a lot. Let's see what's at the surface of the situation. Interesting, we have a 3 of Cups. I think this is us watching. That's so funny. Everyone's watching. And celebrating. Really, this is groups of people celebrating. And just, I'm especially getting from this card like the intense like watching that's happening here with, and I wonder if it's a lot of women. Oh yeah. It is a situation that, I mean, you know, I think women or men can be interested in any kind of trial, but there's a feeling that women are especially invested in what's going on with this. Let's see, beneath the surface, we have an Ace of Pentacles, the payments. It's just, it comes down to money. So it's, you know, it's not really about, you don't have to be so clever when it comes to money crimes. You just have to prove it on paper. It's like, it's just, if the evidence says there's a crime, then you have to say it's a crime. We have an upside down Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so yeah, this would be a dishonest person handling the money. I think this is probably, I mean, I think we're probably going to see a lot of people, but you know, Michael Cohen kind of stands out in all of it. I mean, he's the guy. He went to jail. Oh, that's okay. So that's why he's upside down. Michael Cohen went to jail for this crime, the same exact crime that now, you know, should be connected to his boss who told him to do the criming. So, I mean, that's such a feeling of justice and balance. Like, you know, it was a really bad feeling of something just so unfair happening because one person's more powerful than another. One person has the status and doesn't have to be accountable. But so that's a big part of it. It's not just that he's here to talk, but it's that he spent time in jail for this money crime. Let's see what's coming in the near future. So what's coming up? Oh my goodness, upside down Queen of Pentacles. We've got 2 of the upside down cards. And this is taking me to Stormy Daniels. It's like, here they both are. I feel something powerful with them. I can't think of how Stormy Daniels was exactly wronged. She was paid off. It was secret. They covered it up. And, you know, I think she's gonna come out and say the same. Okay. I do read on Stormy more toward the end, which I think is really interesting, and I'll add a little bit here on this feeling that she was harmed. I think she was in some way through threats and intimidation, and I think she has not been able to speak on that, but she's going to now. And of course, they will try to label her as a liar, which is to be expected, but she's ready to speak her truth. And I think that the part about feeling intimidated will be a pretty powerful takeaway. Oh, the Chariot. I think it might move fast and be very strong. The Chariot also has an element of 2 sides. You have a black horse here, a white horse here. They're kind of going in opposite directions. So I think it'll be a bit of a battle and it'll move forward fast. And it'll be a big deal. You know, it's not gonna, I don't think it's gonna be boring. Wheel of Fortune. I'm laughing at the image of this guy falling off of the Wheel of Fortune. If it felt like, I mean, I have to read this as if it felt like somebody was at the top for a long time, he's about to get thrown off. It's the Wheel of Fortune, the times they are a-changing. What comes up must come down. I mean, fate is moving this, yeah. That giant hand of fate. These two cards together, yeah, that's really big. The Chariot, the Wheel of Fortune, like this is like epic stuff occurring. And faded and very like, you can't turn it back. Yeah, if there's concern, oh, they're gonna do something to make it stop. Like it's not stopping, it's going. It's coming, it's going forward and it's coming fast and hard. Aggressive, strong. Hopes and fears. Oh, okay, yeah, of course. Hopes and fears, this is a Two of Pentacles. That there could, you know, a hung jury would be the hopes and fears. Even if there's just one individual who finds a way to say, oh, I'm not really quite sure. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Someone who's wishy-washy would be the fear. And then, of course, it would be the hope of Trump's team, because if it's really solid and there's just one person, that would be the hope, wouldn't it? Well, let's see. Let's see the outcome. How does it look for Donald Trump? How does it look for him in the outcome of this? This seemed to want to, oh, I was like, this card seems to want to come out. It's a death card. Oh my God. Boom, that feels pretty strong. Didn't I just say? I just said something about something being a killer. The trial. Maybe I was saying it about this King of Swords, whoever's running the show. Yeah, it's going to come down hard. It's going to hurt bad. And I was specifically saying I was specifically asking how it's going to go for Donald. So I don't think it means that anything's going to end before it's time. I just think it's representing how it's going to go for him. You know, not maybe physically, but you know, a death blow. Yeah, it's going to be a big blow. Woo! Let's get some qualifiers on that. Strength. Yeah. Strong case. It's too strong to have this wishy-washy situation. They've got him. I mean, just like, look at this like strength card. We've got you. It's over. You're done. But I mean, I don't know. Sadly, he'll probably still go on and run for president, and, you know. But it would be nice to see justice, right? Illusion, delusion, of course. It's a 7 of Cups for those who are just listening. He will, that's how he continues on, as he tries to make it look like it was all, you know, the same old regurgitated narrative that it's all being done to him unfairly. It's interesting though, like I'm like, well, what's the actual punishment? I mean, this is the kind of thing you can go to jail for. I don't think they would put whoa, the devil. Look at these cards. Yeah, I'm thinking they probably won't put a former president in jail, but let's see. So what is the consequence? Like, what is the actual, like, okay, guilty, then what? Now the devil here, I mean, the devil here with the illusion delusion stuff, it does feel like he's just going to use it to create more illusion delusion. I want to chime in here on this devil card, because after this reading, I got a flash of another devil card I got in a similar position in another reading I did a while back that gave me the exact same feeling. And that was a reading I did before January 6th on how that day would go. And I could feel how Donald was going to be generating all this anger on that day. So I know this devil is Donald doing his best to create a similar kind of uproar and maybe call for the similar kind of violence in his own way. This is just my intuitive reading for entertainment purposes only. So I think we'll see shades of January 6th messaging and maybe even a little craziness, but I do feel like based on these cards, it will mostly end with messaging issues. And the Strength card is the judge trying to contain him constantly, which we're already seeing. I would even guess if Donald does go to jail for a day or two, it will be in the course of this trial, only because I don't think they're going to send him to prison ultimately. But I can feel the wrangling that they're going to be doing with him. And then that death blow comes, which of course, unfortunately could, if you're really being technical, could indicate the trial itself shutting down for some reason. But I specifically asked what will happen to Donald on that card. So the feeling is more to me like open and shut case or case closed, like kind of thing. Like it's not the wishy-washy thing Donald's people wish it was. It's just, I just get like case closed. So that's what I think it is. So there's like a balance here. Like it's like they've got him, but he's just going to use it the way he uses it to create more false narratives about what that was about. The Magician, base of the deck right now. There's bigger forces at play, and this is just one piece of what's coming to him. So if it feels at all like not enough, it's all working with a lot of other things. I want to add one thought on that Magician card. It's been pointed out recently how Bill Barr was like an all-powerful magician behind the scenes at the Justice Department at the time this crime came out. And it seems like he pulled his weight to protect Trump, which maybe is a little corrupt or a lot corrupt. So that story, the figure of him could be kind of floating around, even if it doesn't actually come up in the trial, which I don't think it will. But maybe it could lead to its own investigation because of the profile of this trial sort of reminding us of that. But it's interesting because I don't see any pentacles here. Like it's a criminal trial. So how does he pay the debt of the guilt? Something in this Strength card makes me just kind of feel like maybe they just kind of like take something from him. Like it's kind of like a feeling of like, we are watching you, we have a hold of you. Is that something they do for criminals? Like I'm thinking of like a team of people kind of taking a hold of certain things of his, including him. Oh, I think they have to like shut him up. They have to control him, and they do. The word I was looking for here and couldn't come up with was probation officer, which I know he wouldn't just get one guy. It would maybe be a team or whatever probation means to a guy like Donald. I think that might be what he gets. And by the way, I also read that if he's found guilty, he could lose his right to vote, which is pretty interesting. Yeah, like a part of me is like, is this death card with this devil card, this would be like foul play right here. Does some kind of foul play end this thing? But I don't know. I do think it's more like taking his power with that death blow. So let's see. What's the punishment against him? How does he pay for this crime to society? The Fool, which is new beginnings. It's definitely not someone getting locked up. He gets to walk, The Tower. Interesting. With the star. A lot of major arcana here at the end here. It's like a mix of, it's bad for him, but he just walks away, He's got the Death card, the Tower card, strength upon him, but then he's got got the Devil card, the Fool card, the Star card. It's like all of the above. It's like the same. kind of walk he's been walking for a long time. Like he's almost just so stupid. He thinks he can walk away and then he does. And then he creates the narrative. And yeah, I would guess maybe whatever this death card is, it's more like something has to, like they take something from him. They shut something down. Like this is the end of your blank. Like that's your punishment. Like I don't think this is it, but for instance, we're taking away your Trump Tower, or we're taking away your, some kind of freedom, because there is a strength card here. Like we're taking away some kind of freedom. We're taking away something from you. Something's gonna die. A business or a freedom, something's taken away. I don't see it like that there's a big money payout, but some freedom is taken from him. And like you can no longer practice XYZ. This freedom is over for you. And possibly they take, I don't know, in a criminal trial that they can take a company from you. So I would say he's limited in certain freedom based on the crimes. So that will be interesting to watch. And like, again, it's interesting that we've got Stormy and Michael Cohen here. I hope that this Queen of Pentacles, which would be Stormy, let's read another one on her, because I'm like, why is she upside down? The Lovers. Oh my God, it's definitely her. That is so funny. I don't know, did he do something to like harm her? It's like I would want her to be upright, and here she is upside down again. Because I want her to be upright, like, she's gonna rock. I'm not trying to read into why she's upside down. I think he asked her to lie or something, where she was, I think she was like threatened and stuff. I think I remember that. She was sort of like made to disappear, or like she had this upside down Eight of Swords, which you can see is like a woman tied up. She's got swords around her. It's like I think she was treated badly. Like maybe there were certain like kind of threatening things that she was having to deal with. She felt her freedom was taken away. But I'm definitely wishing her to feel good and get her truth out. Yeah, she was screwed over somehow. And like, I don't know if I'm just like blanking out. I know she was part of this and she doesn't like him, but somehow she was like financially screwed over, messed with. But there could also be an element of they really are going to try to make her look bad. Like that she's a lying person. She's a liar. So it might be a little complicated. But also if she was ever kept in this way, this threat, like basically this feels like a threatened woman who feels like nervous to like walk outside or go to her car or something, like nervousness, that she's gonna like have her moment. She's no longer confined. It's like she's allowed to tell all of her truths now. So she'll take the stand for sure. And ultimately, we have the Empress here, which seems overall positive for the outcome of the trial for the country, which to me means truth's coming out, some kind of freedom taken from him, something ends for him in the outcome, and it's not what he wants to come for him. So anyway, hope you guys got something out of that. It'll be interesting to watch. Wishing you all the best. Let me know what you think on these cards or anything else, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.